ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने नमः
कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद जय
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा
कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा
कृष्णा
हरे हरे
हरे हरे
हरे राम
हरे
राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे
कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की
जय
श्रील प्रभुपाद की
जय
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की
जय
निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So, you all can see this? It's coming there? Just check it. Huh? It's coming? It's coming? Screen is coming? Okay. So, yesterday we began this, changing our vision from material outlook to spiritual outlook. It's a very, very important topic. It's a very oceanic topic. We have compressed it in 4 pages. So, initially we were talking about the deity, how to see the deity, and then we are talking also about the various items like bhoga, dress and garland and all that. But there is going to be one more session called handling sacred items, where you will learn about this more. But here our main drive is on this point, to have the right understanding of having a right spiritual outlook. So these things we finished and we concluded with this verse, Arche Vishnu Shiladir Guru Shinaramatir Vaishnavi Jati Buddhi. So we are going to this 4th item now. See, examples of a conditioned soul seeing the spiritual items with material outlook. Even before we enter into this, I will say a few words about the right conception and right consciousness. See, the right consciousness is one of service attitude, not exploiting attitude. So whenever we are in a achiever mode, the chanting becomes very difficult for us. When we are in a receiver mode, the chanting becomes very relishable experience. So what is the difference between the two? A receiver means you are having the mood of the 2nd verse of Shikshashtakam. Durdevam idrisha mihajanina anuragaha. Like that you pray to the Lord, you are in a prayerful mood, in a receiver mode. But achiever mode means one is thinking that I will somehow complete 1 round in 5.5 minutes or 6 minutes. I'll go at a boat mile speed and finish it in 1.5 hours because I have so many other important things to do today and I only have 1.5 hours, I'll finish it off. That is one way of achieving the number of rounds within a stipulated time. And another meaning of achiever mode means enjoying mode. I want to feel ecstasy in the chanting today. Why am I not getting it now? I want to experience spiritual bliss now. The chanting should be very great experience for me. So, in the same manner, the right consciousness actually means seva vritti, not bhoga vritti. And right conception means Lord is my master, I am his servant. Like I am entering the temple of the Lord, Sri Radha Chandra. How should I feel? I should feel here resides the king of millions of universes. He is the master of everyone, including Shiva and Brahma. And here he resides in this very magnificent palace. And thousands of people come to see him. In our temple in Pune here, yearly we get like 5 to 8 lakh people visiting. Coming and taking darshan of the Lord and going. And everybody has a prayer for the Lord. Everybody bows down their head and they put up festivals and celebrate and go. He's a very great personality. And I am insignificant. And I am also one of the workers in this palace. There are hundreds of thousands of devotees serving him. And I am also allowed to serve the Lord. And the visitors to the temple are his special guests who come to see him, talk to him, meet him, and I have to welcome them very warmly. If I do, then he'll be very pleased. So this is the right type of consciousness, which is a service attitude. And wrong type of consciousness means, I have seen when people with right type of consciousness, when they come to the temple, even the staircase, they touch it and touch their head. You have seen that? People while climbing up. Everything is sacred in a temple. Because the Lord is standing there, everything becomes, it's like iron rod put in fire. Everything becomes fiery, spiritual like that. On the other hand, if I am coming in a enjoyer mode, enjoying mentality, bhoga vritti, then I will just climb up and just come and stand in front of the deity. Today the dress is not very attractive, the deity is not looking so cute like it was looking on another festival day or something. So you are more thinking in terms of how the Lord can please me, rather than we thinking how can I serve the Lord. So now the same mood can come in our dealings with devotees, in our dealings with outside people. Like for example, I am going to give a lecture somewhere. We can have the wrong mood of thinking that, I am delivering lectures and delivering people. So many conditioned souls are suffering, I am delivering them. That kind of attitude is the wrong attitude. One should think that, I am so fortunate and blessed to get an opportunity to glorify Krishna and share the good fortune that I received from my Guru and Prabhupada and all the Guru Parampara. These people are so nice, they are giving me an opportunity to share my Krishna consciousness with them. I became fortunate in my life and I am able to share the good fortune, how wonderful it is. So therefore, if we have a wrong type of consciousness, that is a bhoga vritti. Right type of consciousness is seva vritti. So in the Shikshashtakam, you find the right type of consciousness. Nadanam, najanam, nasundareem, kavitam va jagadisha kamaye, mama janmani janmanishware, bhavatad bhakti rahetu kitvaye. See what that verse says? My dear Lord, I am not the enjoyer of, wealth or followers or, sweet poetry. Dhanam, janam, sundarim, dhanam, kavitam. Wealth, followers, beautiful women so I am not enjoyer of any of this. I am only, my identification is that birth after birth I want to serve you, like that he says. And right conception means Lord is master, I am servant. That is right conception. That is told in another verse. Ayinanda tanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam budau kripaya tava pada pankajastit dhuli sadrisham vichintaya. Hanuman was having both right conception, right consciousness. When he looked at Ram, he thought, here is my Swami. I am Ramadut. That was his identity. And when he looked at Sita, he understood, Sita is the sweetheart of Ram. She is the Lakshmi, goddess of fortune, who resides in the chest of the Supreme Lord. She belongs to him, like that he saw. So I should arrange for her to go back to him. And what is my relationship with her? She is mother for me. I am her child. That is the consciousness. And what is Ravana's consciousness? Sita, she is for my enjoyment. I will exploit and enjoy her body. And when he looked at Ram, what he said? He is my competitor. Because I want to enjoy her and he is coming in my way. This is a wrong conception. So Ravana thought Rama is a competitor and Sita is meant for his enjoyment. Hanuman thought Rama is my Swami and I am his servant and Sita is his property and my mother. So in this way you can see, this is what we are exactly talking here. Changing our material vision to spiritual vision. So out of the two, who had a material vision? Ravana. And who had a spiritual vision? Hanuman. That's what we are trying to do. Everything we do. So here, see here is a quote from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 597. Please read it. Translation. Then, Sri Gopalji then smiled and said, "My dear Brahmana, just listen to me. I shall walk behind you, and in this way I shall go with you." Purport?
Purport. The conversation between Lord Sri Krishna and the Brahmana is a proof that Lord and his Archa Murti or form made of material elements is not material. For those elements, although separated from the Lord, are also part of Lord's energy, as stated in Bhagavad Gita. Because the elements are Lord's own energy, and because there is no difference between the energy and energetic, the Lord can appear through any element. Just as sun can act through sunshine and distributes its heat and light, so Krishna, by his inconceivable power, can appear in his original spiritual form in any material element, including stone, wood, paint, gold, silver, jewels, because the material elements are all his energy. The Shastras warn, Arche Vishnu Shiladhi Naraki Saha. One should never think of Archa Murti, the deity within the temple, as stone, wood, or any other material element. Because of his advanced devotional position, the younger Brahmana knew that although the deity of Gopal appeared to be stone, he was not stone. He was the son of Nanda Maharaj, Vrajendra Nandana himself. As such, the deity could act exactly as the Lord does in his original form as Krishna. Lord Krishna was talking to young Brahmana just to test his knowledge about the Archa Vigraha. In other words, those who have understood the science of Krishna, Krishna's name, form, qualities, and so forth, can also talk with the deity. To be an ordinary person, however, the deity will appear to be made up of stone, wood, or some other material. In the higher sense, since all material elements ultimately emanate from the supreme spiritual entity, nothing is really material. Being omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient, Krishna can deal with his devotee in any form without difficulty. By the mercy of Lord, the devotee knows perfectly well about the Lord's dealing. Indeed, he can talk face to face with Lord.
Yeah. Like for example, imagine there is an electric wire, and in that wire there is no electricity being passed. So when you touch it, nothing will happen. But when electricity is being passed, again the wire looks the same. Correct, no? But when you touch it, you will get a shock. Similarly, when you make a material form of the Lord, it appears the same, just like any other material doll or something. But now that just as electricity passes through the wire, in the same manner, now the spiritual personality has descended in that form, as a deity form, by the invitation of a pure devotee, and he is receiving the offerings, he is accepting. But we may tend to think from our material point of view. One boy asked the question to his Holiness Devamrit Swami, Maharaj, from a material point of view, Maharaj said, hell with your material point of view. You remain in material world only with your material point of view. He said, he didn't even allow him to complete the question. He said, we want to learn if you can teach us how to see from spiritual point of view. He said, if somebody says, if you look at the currency note, actually it is paper only, something is printed in there, okay, that's all right, but it's authorized by the government. Therefore, it is not ordinary paper. It has value. Similarly, any material element authorized by Krishna, as he speaks to Uddhava, it is authorized and worshipable. And as Prabhupada says here, everything has sarvam kalvamidam brahma. Everything is ultimately an emanation from the Supreme. So, when that being the case, none of the material elements are created by you or me. It's already there, Lord has created, and he can manifest from anywhere. That's the point. Then there is one for the devotee. That was for the Lord, and this for the devotee. Body of a Vaishnava is spiritual. Read this.
Body of a Vaishnava is spiritual. Even though a pure devotee may not be born in a Brahmana or Goswami family, if he is engaged in the service of Lord, he should not be neglected. In actuality, there cannot be a family of Goswamis based on material considerations, caste, or heredity. The Goswami title is actually the monopoly of pure devotees.
The Goswami title is monopoly of pure devotees. Only those who are pure devotees can call themselves Goswamis, or others can address them as Goswami. It's not that like His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj arranged a scientific conference in Calcutta. Many people had come. So one man was with coat, suit, tie, and he came and gave a presentation. He had come for that. And Maharaj met him. He was the first time scientist Maharaj met him. He shook hands with Maharaj. And Maharaj asked him, "May I know your name?" He said, "I am Goswami," he said. That was his name. Because people have their surnames, titles. But if you ask him what is the meaning of Goswami, he may not be aware. Goswami is one who has controlled all his senses. And one who has surrendered to Krishna only can control his senses. Therefore, a Goswami is naturally Krishna's devotee. Without surrendering to Krishna, no one can expect to control the senses, six urges. So, in this way, people can have Mahajan, name, surname. Some people have Prabhu. Some people have Chaturvedi, and all those names they have. Name alone is not enough. One has to actually live according to that. So Prabhupada says that the pure devotees can be called as Goswamis. And then he says Rup Sanatan. They were earlier Dabir Kasa, Karamalik, and later on they became Goswamis. And then Prabhupada says some people come in Nityananda Vamsh and Advaita Prabhu's Vamsh. And those families, some of them claim that because I come in Nityananda Vamsh, everybody has to touch my feet. They have to wash my feet. These are called caste Goswamis, they are called. So caste Goswamis are not acceptable as Goswamis, Prabhupada says. One time, some Western disciples came to Vrindavan and they asked a question to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, in Radha Damodar temple altar has got some 7-8 deities of Radha Krishna. There is Radha Damodar there, along with Radha Damodar big deity, which is Jiva Goswami's deity. But there are also many other deities, small and big, and they have their names also, they have put up also. Why in one altar there are so many Radha Krishna deities? And then Prabhupada said, you see, in our line, some people were, each of these deities, Prabhupada said, they had a separate temple and they had vast lands allotted for them. Sometimes hundreds of acres of lands allotted for them. In whose name? In the deities' names, they were allotted. But the people who are supposed to worship the deity and flourish the preaching and then use those lands in Lord's service, eventually did not do that. Rather, they sold the land and they got the money and they divided amongst the family members, and gradually they became un-Krishna conscious and all. And then because of that, the deities gradually were brought into one altar, Prabhupada said. So such people may come in the caste of Goswamis, but they cannot claim to be Goswamis. That's the point he says here in this. On the other hand, Prabhupada is saying, there is an undercurrent of protest.
There is an undercurrent of protest against our awarding the title Goswami to American Vaishnavas of the Krishna consciousness movement. Sometimes people flatly tell the American devotees that their sannyas or title of Goswami is not bona fide.
Openly they say, because you are from America, you are not from India, you are not born in our caste, you can't be called as Goswami. They flatly say, yeah.
However, according to the statements of Srila Rupa Goswami, in this verse, an American Goswami and a Goswami in the family of Acharyas are not different. On the other hand, a devotee who has attained the title of Goswami but is not born of Brahmana or of Goswami in the family of Nityananda or Advaita Prabhu should not be artificially puffed up by thinking that he has become a Goswami. He should always remember that as soon as he becomes materially puffed up, he immediately falls down. This Krishna consciousness movement is a transcendental science and there is no room for jealousy. This movement is meant for the Paramhamsas who are completely free from all jealousy. Paramam Nirmat Saranam. One should not be jealous whether he is born in a family of Goswamis or has the title of Goswami awarded to him. As soon as anyone becomes envious, he falls from the platform of Paramhamsa.
So there are two people being compared here. One person is born in the caste Goswami family. Another person is from Western world, but he is awarded the title of Goswami. Now two things Prabhupada is saying. People born in the family of Goswamis should not imagine that we are born in family of Goswamis, so we are naturally Goswamis and demand respect. Like a doctor's son, is he a doctor? Lawyer's son, is he a lawyer? Goswami son is a Goswami? No, that's the point. Huh? Similarly, those who are from the West, if they are awarded the title as Goswami, they should not immediately imagine that I have become better than the Goswamis born in Nityananda Vamsh, because these guys have no culture and they are not practicing, we are practicing, so we are great. Even those people who are awarded Goswamis, what they should think, oh, I am a Mlecha, I am born in a Chandala family, I am a very fallen soul. Somehow it's only Prabhupada's mercy that he gave me a sannyas, and like that they think. That's ideal way of thinking, like that he says. So one who is awarded Goswami title should be humble, and one who is born in caste Goswami should not imagine he is naturally a Goswami without qualifying for the Goswami title. Like that both Prabhupada is saying. And here he is saying, if we, so there is a verse from where I got this purport from NOI, Drishtai Svavabhajanitair Vapushascha Doshair, that's the verse. Na Prakritatpamiha Bhakta Janasya Pashyet Gangambasam Nakalabud Budafena Pankhair Brahmadravatvam Apagachati Nira Dharmai. Very, very beautiful, very vital verse. It says in Ganga sometimes bubbles are seen in the top, because sometimes dead bodies are thrown in Ganga, sometimes some impurities may be there. Bubble means impurity, it's not good. So what Vaishnavas do when they go in the Ganga, they just move the water aside like this, and when the bubbles are gone, then they take from Ganga and they drink and they apply, because Ganga is Ganga. Ganga is always pure. Similarly, he is comparing the Vaishnava's body to be Ganga, like Ganga. Why? Because he may have a black body of a Vaishnava, or some of them may have a leprosy in their face or in the body. Some of them may not be good looking. Some of them may be low born in Chandala, Mlecha families. Somebody may be short, somebody may be tall, and somebody may be educated, somebody may be uneducated, some Vaishnava may be poor, some Vaishnava is rich. So these are all like bubbles which you see in Ganga. You just ignore all these things. You see only one thing, his attraction to Krishna consciousness. How he is fond of doing bhakti to Krishna. How he is chanting. I have seen people with whatever deficiencies externally they may have, when it comes to kirtan and lecture and everything, that Krishna conscious enthusiasm that is emerging from their heart, that alone should be seen. So one should take advantage of that rather than find fault with them. That's what is written here. So now this one, fifth one, talks about stop seeing material items as most worthy. Earlier we said, don't see spiritual items as unworthy and material. Here, now we are saying, don't see the material items to be very, very valuable and very worthy. Like one time, I remember, one fellow had brought a TV to his house. So big box of TV he was brought, and all the children went behind, 10, 12 children. All of them walked with the box when they were carrying it. And that fellow opened the box. He told the children, hey, move aside, everybody. And they opened this thing, and they took it out, and a lot of thermocol packing was used. And then he took the TV and kept on the table. And actually they pushed the box aside, and all the children were peeping into the box, because they liked the thermocol, very shapely thermocol made like a concrete thing, And they were asking, Uncle, are we allowed to take this thermocol? Uncle said, take it, no problem, take it. So the children took one piece of that, and they are holding it as if they have got some most valuable thing, And they went and told them, Uncle is such a good uncle, he gave us this gift, And when they went home, parents laughed at it. What gift did you get? It is just a package material, which is meant to be thrown where? In the dustbin. So similarly, this body is also like a, carry bag only for the soul. This body is carry bag for the soul. If one attaches too much importance to this bodily carry bag, he is a very superficial man. Is it not true? So therefore we should see material as material and spiritual as spiritual. We should be able to see. So in a Vaishnava's body, the spiritual substance that he carries is so powerful. One should be able to associate with that. With what sincerity and seriousness and eagerness he is practicing Krishna consciousness. You should be able to see through. One requires that X-ray vision to see through and not get caught up in the external details, material details of a Vaishnava. Like you see, Pundrika Vidyanidhi, when Mukunda took Gadadhar to see Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Pundarik Vidyanidhi was living in a very, he is a landlord, he is a jamindar. I have been to Pundarik Vidyanidhi's birthplace. It's called Pundarik Dham in Bangladesh. He was the biggest jamindar of the village and most recognized personality. So very tall and very handsome personality. And he used to have a very big sofa and long flowing hair, a lot of luxurious items at home, everything, isn't it? And he would naturally look at the mirror and decorate his hair and, and put costly dresses and, ring and everything, jewelry in his hands and everything. So as soon as Gadadhar Pandit went there and looked at him, he felt, what is this? This person is too opulent. And I have been asked to come and see him. Some offensive thought is coming in my mind that he doesn't look to be a proper Vaishnava. Why did Mukunda bring me here? And Mukunda looked at him and he understood. Okay. Then he sang that song. Aho bakiyam stanakala kotam jigham sayapa yedapya sadvi lebhe gatim datrim uchitam tatonyam kamba dayalum sharanam vrajema. As soon as he sang this prayer, the Pundarik Vidyanidhi, he went into ecstatic rapture. Tears sprang from his eyes like a syringe, and his hair stood on end and tears came, his body trembled and he tore everything to pieces. He tore the shirt, he threw the things and he rolled on the ground and nobody could control him. Nobody could contain him for, even it took some time to bring him to normalcy. Because as soon as he heard, whose shelter can I take? Whose shelter can I take other than Krishna, who awarded the position of nurse for whom? For Putana in the spiritual world as an assistant to Yashoda. So why he behaved like that? Because of contemplating on the mercy of Krishna. He couldn't stop his crying and such behavior. At that time, Gadadhar saw that and understood, my Lord, he feels so much ecstasy. I thought he looks like a Vishayi. And immediately he changed his paradigm. And after all, who is Gadadhar? Gadadhar is Radharani. And it is Radharani's father only. Who? Our Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Pundarik Vidyanidhi, even before Lord Chaitanya saw him, Lord Chaitanya would call the name. Pundarik, oh Pundarik, my father, like that he would call. All devotees asked, who is Pundarik and how is he your father? Your father is Jagannath Mishra, what are you saying? And then actually he has two identities. No, he is Krishna but in the mood of Radharani. So as Krishna, his father is Jagannath Mishra, Nanda Baba, but as Radharani, his father is Pundarik Vidyanidhi. So Mahaprabhu took that bhava, but Gadadhar Pandit is the identity of Radharani. So therefore, in this way we may also be many times looking at people and developing conceptions. Like some people externally look arrogant. Like His Holiness Chandramani Maharaj was telling, there was one person, first time he saw him, when he had come to New Vrindavan. This fellow had a very tall body, and very, very well built, and like a big biceps you can see. And he doesn't wear any kurta also. He has one, just a cloth on his body, and he was wearing the jeans type of thing below. And he came like this, talk. He came like this, very close to Maharaj. Maharaj said, I have to be careful, he seems he's going to punch or something. Came, and then he folded palms and said, Hare Krishna Maharaj. And I was telling very politely. And then Maharaj said, he is one of the softest persons, he said. Although he looks very robust, very huge in size. On the other hand, somebody may look very tender and very polite and sitting like this, and they may shout, and you talk to them. So it's very difficult to externally find out who is who. We may be misled by the deceptive looks externally. So therefore, stop seeing material items as most worthy. Let us see. Read this.
Stop seeing material items as most worthy. In our conditioned stage, we do not appreciate devotee association or holy name because of mundane consciousness, but we consider material achievements, material relationships, etc. as a special. Similarly, we give too much importance to caste, native place, etc. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah, therefore there is a verse in Bhagavatam. Yasyatma buddhir konapetri dhatuke swadhi kalatradish bhoma ijjadi yattirtha buddhi salilena karhyachit janeshva vigneshu sayeva gokaraha. So this is a translation, you can read it.
One who identifies his self as an inert body composed of mucus, bile, air, and who assumes his wife and family are permanently his own, who thinks an earthen image or the land of his birth is worshipable, or who sees a place of pilgrimage as merely the water there, but who never identifies himself with, feels kinship with, worship, or even visits those who are wise in spiritual truth. Such a person is no better than cow or an ass.
Yeah. So what is the meaning of this verse? Yasya Atma Buddhi. He considers himself to be the body only. When body is destroyed, I will be destroyed. He thinks like that. He doesn't know the difference between body and soul. Made up of Kunape, three dhatuke, Kaphavata Pitta, body is made. And then Swadhi, he identifies all this list of things given to be his own. Like Kalatra Adishu means he thinks that this is my wife, my children, my mother, my father, my land, my sofa, my vehicle, and my cows, my bulls, and my farm house which I have. Weekends I go for enjoying there. These are all I, me, mine. That type of idea he has. He thoroughly identifies. How many of you have seen people who thoroughly identify with their material situations? Correct now? You have seen, you understand what I am saying. No, he has never heard a sadhu telling him, Prabhu, you are a spirit different from the body. These are all put in your custody. You are only custodian. You are not proprietor. There's a difference between the two. Like this is a laptop. So I can keep it in your custody for a month. And I can tell you that, Prabhu, every day you open the laptop and download my mails. And if any important mail comes, you forward it to me. Otherwise you can keep it in your custody. You can use it, if you say. After 1 month, I'll come and take it back. Correct now? So you don't own it. You don't own this laptop. You are possessing it. Because it is given to you for a while. Similarly, one should know the wife is also a spirit soul. Children are spirit souls. And then there is also the land given to you, and the cars given to you, facilities given to you. And one a day will come and we will be leaving and going to another destination. I am possessing them, but I am not the owner of them. This is very important to know. One time, 2 boys were studying in a college. And one boy was not so good in studies. He was pretty dull. Other boy was very smart. So the smart boy eventually grew up and then he got a job in a company. So one day when he was, he used to go and come in the company by the company bus. So he came walking back. On the way he saw his other friend. And then he met his friend. Hey, hi, how do you do? We are meeting after many years. He said, and that other boy was, while talking to him very casually, he was rotating a key. Then he asked, hey, the key seems to be the key of a costly car. Mercedes-Benz car. He said, yes, I drive Mercedes. So the friend was amazed. He was not a very so smart fellow in the college. Now he is driving a Mercedes. Amazing. Then his friend asked him, Chalo, take your Mercedes. Let's go for a joyride. And on the way we can talk. But the boy said, but I can only start it when the owner wants me to start, he said. Then what he understood? He is only a driver of the Mercedes-Benz. He was standing in front of a big bungalow where his owner was living, and the car was there, but he was only a driver, that's all. Now you understood. He doesn't own the house, he doesn't own the Benz, but Benz is put in his custody. For whenever the Malik wants, he will come and use it. Other times, he is allowed to have the key. You can have the key, but you are not the owner. That's our situation also in this world. We all possess things with us, which are put in our custody. Like I am living here in the ashrama here. I always think, I joined ISKCON 25 years ago. I was in Chowpatty, then I was asked to go to Pune after a year or so. Then I came. So we were in Radha Kunjaperi temple. Then we moved from the smaller temple to the bigger temple. Now we are staying here. Now I have responsibilities in Hyderabad. I have responsibility abroad in Boston. So, gradually now because of lockdown I am here for a long time here. Otherwise I hardly stay 1 week in Pune. So everybody calls me, I'm president of Pune temple. But very little I can preside because I am always on the get set go. Right. So as you grow, you will see eventually no place is owned by you. You are here, you are here, you are here, you are here. You do your service. Even the very body we possess is not owned by us. It's given to us by Krishna. We can use it or, like we said, use it or lose it. You know this? Use it or lose it. One day we will lose this body. But while we are in this body, we should use it in Krishna service, devotee service. To the best of its ability, we should use it. Spiritualize this body. And then the body can be used as a springboard to go back to Godhead. So therefore, one should not imagine oneself to be owner of all these things and thoroughly identify with these things. So, and such people, if you identify, the biggest problem is people will cry like anything if it is taken away. Some people lose money and they go crazy, they go mad. Some people lose a relative and they go mad. Some people, after losing money or relative or anything, they may want to commit suicide because they strongly identified with it. That's what he's saying, that it's not wrong to possess these things, but we have to be aware that I am only a custodian. Yeah. And then he says, Bhaktivinoda Vishwanath Thakur has given a commentary. Read that.
An imperfect Vaishnava advancing toward the second class platform.
Second class means Madhyamadhikari. From Kanishtadhikari to Madhyamadhikari, when one is growing.
Identifies himself with the sages who have established the true spiritual path, even while he still may have some inferior material attachments to body, family, and so on.
For example, in our ISKCON movement, there are many Grihastha families. So many of the Grihasthas have taken Diksha. They have taken Diksha from Gurus and they are chanting. So even after taking Diksha, you will find naturally there is attachment to their children, attachment to husband, wife, to parents. And there is a very strong connection with the family bond for them. They identify with the very elderly father, elderly mother, and husband, wife, children, and cousins, and everybody. So here he says that such a devotee of the Lord is not a foolish cow or stubborn ass like the majority of materialists. But the most excellent is the Vaishnava who has gained the special mercy of the Lord and broken free from the bondage of illusory attachments altogether. But amongst them, if somebody is able to spiritualize the family so much that everybody is spirited and engaged in Krishna service, husband, wife, children, everybody is getting up in the morning, they are decorating the Lord on the altar, they are doing the arati, and they are going to market and purchasing things and bringing, they are decorating the home, evening there is a program, and they are all cooking together, and ladies are then serving prasadam, and the husband is giving a class. So everybody, the family members' love for each other becomes completely spiritual. They see everybody as Krishna's devotee. Although they know, like Pandavas also, they had love for each other. Kunti Maharani had love for the Pandavas naturally. In fact, Krishna gave his sister in marriage to Arjuna. So he was brother-in-law also between Krishna and Arjuna. So Arjuna had two type of relationship with Krishna. One is his brother-in-law and he is also his friend, eternal friend also. So you will see the material spiritual will become merged and then you will not find any difference. You will be able to relish your relationship with the near and dear ones. When everybody is Krishna conscious, the relationship is sweetest, we can say, to the highest possible sweetness we can think of. When everybody becomes a devotee. Because when there is material consciousness, there is always some amount of sparks and misunderstandings and everything. In spiritual life, misunderstandings can be very easily sorted out if people put aside their false ego. Yeah. Now I have given some practical examples for material vision. See here. 5 examples are given here.
Pururava's attraction to Urvashi.
Yeah. Pururava actually was a king on earth. He was also a Chandravamshi, glorious king. And he was so famous in his times that when one sage went to the Svargalokas, he was telling the glories of Pururava. And that was heard by Urvashi. So Urvashi was fascinated. Oh, really? Is he a heavenly king or earthly king? Earthly king seems to be like Indra. He seems to be so popular. So she was also attracted And Purava also heard about her and he was attracted also. Then he was ready to marry her, Urvashi and Purava marriage. But then Urvashi came down to earth and said, you see, we are heavenly ladies. We only eat basmati rice and molten ghee. Nothing short of that. And she also put a condition, I have two very dear lambs which I carry. You should protect these lambs. And also she said that if you, when I am living with you, I should never see you naked anytime in a bright light. Three conditions she put for him. And Purava agreed for all of them. Then now Urvashi was wanted in heaven. Indra asked Ashwini Kumaras, hey, where is this Urvashi? She has gone for a long time. They said, sir, she is married and settled on earth. No, Apsaras never settle. They will go and make somebody fall down and come back to heaven, like Vishwamitra and such kinds of people. Then why she has not come back? He asked. Then Ashwini Kumar said, we will go and fetch her. So what they did, they came in the night and they made a bright light and they stole the lamps. So Purava got up and ran behind them. Urvashi chastised him very sharply and, my lamb is lost, I cannot stay with you. And Purava cried like anything. And then she went away to heaven. It's a very long pastime cut short, I am telling you. And he became a follower of Urvashi. He became so desperate and so broken-hearted and he wanted her. After some time he found her in one place sitting with 5 men. Still he was shameless to request her to come. She said, no, I cannot come. So anyway, you can read 11.25 in the Bhagavatam, Ayala Gita, you find how Purava was thoroughly frustrated. It was material attachment he had for her. You want to know how much material attachment he had for her? He did a yajna for Vishnu and Vishnu appeared in the yajna. And he told Vishnu, I want Urvashi. Please give me Urvashi. He was more fascinated to Urvashi than Vishnu also. At least Dhruva Maharaj saw Vishnu and lost his material demands and all. This fellow saw Vishnu and said, Vishnu, you can go away, I want Urvashi, he said. But he couldn't get her anyway. But the point is, it's a material attachment like this. One should not become obsessed in this world. Actually, the affection between husband and wife, parents and children is perfectly normal. And Prabhupada says, if one doesn't have affection, he's a stone, Prabhupada says, in the Kuntimanani section. So to have affection for parents, for children, for husband, wife, grandfather, grandmother, it's a natural symptom of the soul. But the attachment should not make us become so obsessed that we give up Krishna consciousness because of that attachment, which Purava did. And then the second one?
Chitraketu's attachment to Harsha Shoka.
Yeah, this is another classical example. Chitraketu, amazingly, when the Angira Muni came in, he gave him an elevated asana, gave him a garland, he folded his palms and sat at his feet. He gave him some water to drink, spoke profuse words of praise. And after doing all that, the king appeared that he is a perfect candidate for giving spiritual knowledge, which he never wanted. He only wanted one thing. What was it? Child. He wanted a son. Although Guruji was trying to say many spiritual things, everything went like this and went out. He was not listening, he was not able to hear, although he was very respectful. And Guruji understood, Angira Muni, this fellow is not going to, now it is useless to preach to him now. He is not in the mood to take. First he requires a son first. In this way, our material attachments make us inattentive in spiritual message. Taking the spiritual message, yeah. Third?
Bharat Maharaj's attachment to deer.
Because of that he became a deer in the next life. He became diverted away from the, worship of Krishna. Yeah.
Ajamila's attraction to a prostitute.
Yeah.
Dhritarashtra's attachment to kingdom and son.
Yeah. So, Ajamila, who was a Brahmana, who was so well cultured boy, character, very high character and everything, when he fell to the woman, he thought this prostitute or this woman is the source of all bliss. That's what he thought. And then he begot so many sinful children from her womb. And he completely degraded himself. So you can see that material attachment is degrading, it's polluting. Therefore we gave the heading that, here we gave the heading, stop seeing material items as most worthy. Was prostitute very valuable for Ajamila? She was actually degrading his character. He threw away his wife and he threw away his parents and ran after another woman. How unfortunate it is. So that is material attachment. Yeah. Similarly, Dhritarashtra's attachment to Duryodhana ruined everything. The whole Kaurava race, you can see that. So, these people could not see how the material things are unworthy. They could not see. Their vision was blinded. It's called avidya anjan, we call it. See here, I've given you, see 3 types of vision. Read it.
3 types of vision. Avidya chakshu. Example,
It's
Shaubari Muni.
ignorant vision. Ignorant vision. What are the examples?
Shaubari Muni and Vishwamitra.
Yeah. So Vishwamitra heard a tinkling sound, then he opened his eyes, he opened his eyes and saw Menaka and he fell down from his position. And Shaubari Muni, he was underwater and he saw 2 pairs of fish, one pair of fish mating, and then he also got diverted. Their mind was not yet clean. Like Krishna says, Akshena Vasanam Rajan Drishyate Punaruttitam. In Bhagavatam he says, Yunjananam Avaktanam Pranayamadibir Vanaha Akshena Vasanam Rajan Drishyate Punaruttitam. Powerful verse. He says, Yunjananam Avaktanam, those who are abhaktas, who have not yet become Bhagavan's bhakta. Pranayam adivir manaha. Even if they do pranayam, asana, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi, still the heart doesn't become fully clean, he says. Akshina vasanam rajan. Akshina means not yet cleared up. Vasanam, vasanas. Karma vasanas are there. Drishyate, dekha jata hai, it is seen. Punaruttitam. Again and again they come. Like you take a tumbler in which water is kept. All the dust settles at the bottom. You take a spoon and stir it, they all come up again. Or a grass also. You trim the grass like this, next day it just pops out. Like that the old vasanas pop out again for these people. When we have avidya chakshu means ignorant vision. And then?
Jnana chakshu, Shukdev Goswami.
He had enlightened vision of a jnani. So he was passing by and some women were taking bath. He didn't even, take any effort to look at them. Because he was walking just like an innocent child. Imagine if a child is walking in the road, there are some women taking bath without proper clothing. Is the child going to take special interest to look at them? He will not look. It doesn't make any difference for the child. Child may be appreciating a parrot in the tree. How beautifully it is singing. So he was like that only, Shukadeva Goswami. Because his jnana chakshu means enlightened vision. So he saw everybody as Pandita, Samadarshina. And Prema Chakshu means Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santas Sadaiva Hridiyeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaram Achintya Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So that is Premanjana Churita means the love-laden eyes, where one's prema for the Lord is awakened. So one can, who had that vision? Who? Haridas Thakur, yeah. So here comes an interesting point, I'll tell you. Haridas Thakur was sitting and chanting, and Ramachandra Khan arranged one prostitute to go and assassinate his character and make him fall down. So he looked at the prostitute and told her that, you see, I have to complete my rounds, fixed number of quota I have to finish. After that I can fulfill all your desires, he said. So he opened his eyes and looked at her. Did he become tempted? No. On the other hand, Shaubari Muni was closing his eyes and doing meditation. Both Shaubari Muni and Vishwamitra. Even with closed eyes, he heard some sound and opened the eyes. And when he looked, immediately he fell down. That means Haridas Thakur, even though his eyes were open, still he was not falling down because his avidya was not in the heart. Heart was filled with love for Krishna. When Krishna Prema has awakened, even if eyes are open, you may see Maya, but Maya cannot harm you anymore. It's like a serpent without tooth. Imagine some people put a serpent around their neck or in the hip and everywhere, but the serpent, even if it bites them also, it won't pain because there is no tooth. And what is the tooth? Poisonous tooth. The poisonous tooth is bhogavritti, enjoying mentality. Therefore I told you, we should give up bhogavritti and adopt sevavritti. That is right consciousness. And what is the right conception? Lord is my Swami, I am his servant. That is right consciousness. So now let us take questions. I have finished on time. this chapter. So, where is that question answer portal? This one? Correct? Is it this one or not this, I think? Same only? Huh? One more? Second one, Praveen? Huh? Okay, Praveen Prabhu is asking from Surat. Give some practical reasons to convince our family members of doing Ekadashi fast and not taking onion garlic. Not necessary. First tell them to chant first. There is no need of giving up onion garlic, no need of following Ekadashi if they are not even chanting. First let them chant Hare Krishna. Even a meat eater can chant, do you know that? So chanting is so glorious. If they do chanting, everything will follow nicely. Abhishek Prabhu from Buddha is asking. He once says, I am self-enlightened by meditation like Buddha. That's why I don't need a guru. How to answer? Actually, Buddha is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. He sat under the Bodhi tree and he became awakened. So, you are not Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are a conditioned soul and you have 4 defects. You can explain to him about the 4 defects. So, whatever you think you know is your imagination. Like we say, inability, insanity, errors and cheating. These 4 propensities are there in every jiva. So, the knowledge you possess is mundane knowledge, material knowledge. It's not spiritual. And even if you read some few spiritual books here and there and hodgepodge you keep speaking as if you are very enlightened, that would be simply a mere bluff and waste of time for you and others also. Therefore, one who has not heard from a guru in Guru Parampara, he has no right to speak rubbish, useless things for others. So you can tell your friend that even, for example, you want to study engineering or medicine, you go to a college, you have a professor in every field. Majority of the masters do that, correct, no? How many people you think like Rabindranath Tagore, keeping a long beard, sitting at home and got a doctorate, So is your friend Rabindranath Tagore? You can sit at home and get a spiritual degree. You can ask him. If he is imagining himself to be one, he is a very proud fellow. You can anyway, don't waste time with him. There are enough people whom you can preach and make devotees. Go to them. And Vivek Mali, Prabhu from Chikli, Buldana is asking, how can we understand that whether we have taken shelter of Guru or senior authority? What practical steps can we take for taking shelter? Very simple. Whatever they are telling you to do, you do it faithfully and please them and ask them, are you happy with me? Or am I not following you properly? Please tell me, what do you want me to do? Your, say, senior spiritual master may be difficult to meet, but your immediate authorities, you can directly go and ask them, are you happy with me? What do you want me to do alternatively? Directly you can ask them. And Vikasan is asking, is there any story in which Krishna saved devotee's life nowadays as he saved life of Prahalad in Satya Yuga? He saved the life of Parikshit. He in the womb of his mother. Is it not true? And in Uttara's womb. I think he has saved many lives. And even if the Lord doesn't save our body, we don't mind. As long as we have done our bhakti, we are sure that he will take note of our bhakti. Bhimraj Prabhu from GGD is asking, what was the difference between Dhruva Maharaj and Pururava? They both saw lords, but there was difference in transformation. Yeah. Actually, Dhruva Maharaj accepted the authority of Narada Muni, and then he chanted the Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and his absorption became Lord Vishnu, because he knew that Vishnu alone can give me a kingdom greater than my grandfather Brahma. So Vishnu, that absorption in Vishnu is like fire. It burnt down all the impurities in his heart. Whereas Pururava's absorption was Urvashi. That was his absorption. So he was degrading in his heart. And Dhritarashtra's absorption was kingdom. He also got degraded. So we all have to make sure that our absorption is in Krishna. Ankur Agarwal Prabhu from SBN Warangal is asking, how to keep constant check on our vritti, that is seva vritti or bhoga vritti? You yourself will know it time to time. In fact, if I have bhoga vritti, people around will be disturbed also. They will express. This Prabhu is trying to take more than what he deserves. So people will tell us, you will get feedback from equal friends, from seniors. You will be getting regular feedback. That also helps. And we can also observe our own movements also. We have some little asuric tendencies and divine tendencies, both. We should eventually destroy the asuric tendencies and increase the divine tendencies. And Rohit Ahuja Prabhu from Delhi is asking, how can we develop the mood of servant still in subtle level? We have mentality of being masters as we are too much attached to material sensual attractions. Yeah, that is true. So you can do many services which will be menial services, like for example cleaning the toilet, and washing the room, mopping the room, going out on book distribution, because many people will not be interested. They will say, get lost, and our ego will be humbled by doing that. Similar deity services. Deity services are very Brahminical and menial also. We can do deity related services. And we can do many background services where we are not noticed by anybody. So a lot of credits don't come to us. Only Krishna is watching, nobody else. That type of service. You can wash the pots from the kitchen. We can assist in stirring the sweet rice in the kitchen. Or we can cut sabji, roll chapati. Nobody is going to, praise you too much for cutting sabji in the kitchen. So therefore, if you take up such kind of menial services and do them in profuse quantity, very easily you will see that the mood of servant will come in. And another way we can do is assist another senior devotee regularly as a servant in the mood of, like for example, when you have a senior watching over you, he can actually correct your attitudes if you are going wrong and help you to come out of those wrong attitudes. Yeah. And Ayush Singhal Prabhu is asking from Raurkela, how one develops Jnana Chakshu and how Prema Chakshu? Yeah. Actually, by knowing the difference between body and soul, you develop Jnana Chakshu. By knowing the sambandha between soul and super soul, you develop Prema Chakshu. So, I would say that the foundational thing for all of us is studying Prabhupada books and hearing his lectures. That would be the first foundation we can do. And then we can look into the quality of our chanting, quality of our devotional service, the association that we are taking from others, how is our sadhana, and all those things can be assigned. But basically, anyone who is taking in Prabhupada books well, nowadays there is too much diversion, distraction, deviation, dilution, everything is there. So we should try to stick to the foundational books of Srila Prabhupada and his lectures. And I think if we keep doing it on a steady basis, the super soul in the heart, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam Yena Mama Payantite, he says, I will give guidance to you by how you can attain me. And Bipin Maharipur from Noida is asking, why we tend to divert from our spiritual practices as the number of years increases? Is it due to lack of knowledge or lack of taste in spiritual life? How to remain enthusiastic in spiritual life for a long period? One is due to the offenses. We commit to devotees, then devotion service becomes less tasty. Another reason is our material desires lingering in our mind. There is kama karma bijas are there. So they are kudu there. That is trouble from inside. Then if you are also living in tempting environments outside, the sense objects from outside and material desires from inside, both are causing us to get diverted, distracted also. And not regularly keeping in touch with Prabhupada books, reading every day 1 hour or something like that. If you don't do that, then it's like if you don't eat grains on Ekadashi day, you feel weak. Like that we feel spiritually weak. When we don't read everything, illusion surrounds us by not reading. And also by our inability to make friendship with anybody. We have problems with everybody. Then you become a loner. And then when you become a bit lonely, then you start bothering about material life. What will I do in future? Then one feels that nobody understands me. Only if I marry a good girl, devotee girl, she will understand me. Then one is fighting with her also later on. So therefore, these are all some of the factors I told you. The spiritual, one more thing is considering spiritual practices to be mundane. Having a material outlook towards spiritual practices. Actually, spiritual practices are all very, very simple. But take a look at yourself. How do you offer obeisances to Prabhupada? How do you pray to him during Guru Puja? how do you pray to your spiritual master in Samsara Davanala? How do you pray to Lord Narasimha, Tulasi, and chanting of the holy name and hearing the Bhagavatam? So the quality we put in these activities greatly helps us to make our consciousness divine more and more. And the neglect of these items is going to make these activities look not so useful. Material outlook is useless. Naresh was asking from Raurkela, is Buddha one or there are two Buddhas? So there are 2-3 Buddhas. Prabhupada also talks about it in the this thing also, in the Bhagavatam, one of the purports. If you ask Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, he can share. There is one question answer, I think, on this. Pankaj from Pune is asking, when we are at home, we are sometimes tempted to see movies, may not be vulgar, but like a family movie, comedy with family. So what can we do, Prabhuji? Actually, it may not be sin to watch a comedy family, but it can make us slack and complacent in spiritual life. So, in case you watched once in a while to give company to the family people because they asked you, it may be all right, but it becomes a practice for you regularly to watch. Then after returning back to college again, you may want to continue watching. So you are putting yourself at risk. Sharat Prabhu is asking, what to do at the moment when thoughts of Bhogavriti come and we helplessly get carried by that to act? Actually, we have to improve our guna from Tamoguna means we are helpless. Rajoguna means we can at least think like the way you are thinking now. It's right, wrong, you are able to see difference. Sattva means you have control over your senses, over your situations, over life. So then we have put up an article in attached file. Where is the file on Sattva Guna? Mode of goodness. live.rachamdas.com, where? It is in today's. You have it, I sent you? So we will put it in today's this thing. You can take it, mode of goodness behavior, and adopt those behaviors, so that actually we all should have some amount of, we should have control over the senses and our life, so that we should know the right and wrong. Therefore, spiritual life means we come to goodness more and more. Shalini Dubemaji from Pune is asking, we try to make our vision a seva vrati. Why it doesn't come automatically? We have to do it forcefully. That's good question. Very good question. You see, right? What has happened to us? We have become habituated to a wrong habit for a long period of time. Like I have a small video clip which talks about why the top CEOs of many companies get up at 4 a.m. And they make sure that 10 to 2 a.m. They will definitely sleep. 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. That 4 hours they actually start preparing to go to bed at 9 o'clock only. 9:30 they sleep and they get up at 4 a.m. because he gives many reasons like that. But imagine when I showed it to some students, they said, Prabhuji, I go to bed only at 4 a.m. He said, now after seeing the video, many people thought they have to change the timing. Can you suddenly change it? It's like a goods train. You put a brake here and the train stops there, 30 feet away. So the boys were sleeping at 4 a.m. Now they slowly made it into, every month they moved to 2 hours. Instead of 4 a.m. sleeping, they made it 2 a.m. Then they made it 12. Then they made it 10. Now they are able to sleep at 9:30 after 3-4 months of practice. So in this way, the Bhogavriti, Sevavriti, as you have rightly asked, the Bhogavriti has been there with us. We are like conditioned to it for a long time. Now we are understanding, I am a soul different from the gross and subtle coverings of my body. In my subtle covering, there are certain improper impressions. The impressions which should not be there, but impurities are there. Just like imagine if my shirt, I kept a pen here and it became big ink, like this big ink, and I am coming and sitting in the class. I am giving a class, everybody is watching here only. What is this? Prabhuji has a big ink, he could have worn another kurta, isn't it? So then you will have to find out, now how can I clean it now? I am not this, I am different from it, but I am watching it. So then what I should do? Then surf or rin is not enough. Then what to put? Then you find out some petrol or something like that. You find out some vanish or something. So in this way, we all have to make an effort to cleanse our subtle body, having many wrong scripts. So I have to see through the specs, and I should be able to see the specs also. What tint it is? Is it brown or is it blue or what is it? So if I know the tint, like for example, imagine if it is red tint, and I look at all of you, hey, you all are red. If I say, you say, Prabhuji, we are not red. You don't have red color, you are imagining everything is red because you are wearing a red specs. And then when I am able to do self-observation, I see, oh, because of the tint I am seeing, now they are not red. You understand now what I am saying? So the mental scripts are causing the bhogavriti. Otherwise the soul knows that we have to have sevavriti. So the cleansing is done by the chanting of the holy name, which is a gradual process. But adopting mode of goodness behavior will help you along with that. It will enhance it like a catalyst. Yeah, Akash Prabhu from Pune is asking. Praying for getting taste in chanting or other prayer in which we ask Lord for something for going ahead in Krishna consciousness. Is this prayer also enjoying mood? No. That's wonderful prayer. That's a prayer for coming back to your original nature. That's a good prayer. And University Voice Kanpur, Prashant Prabhu is asking, as due to lockdown preaching is stopped, we are unable to give prasadam or personal classes which transform the heart. So how to move further in preaching? Preach through Zoom. You can preach through Zoom preaching, just like we are having this class now. So that's what most of the preachers are doing now. That's the only best thing you can do. And also, there are many ideas you can ask your seniors on what kind of engagement we can give for the youth according to the level. Those engagements will help them. Sadhu Pran Prabhu from Mumbai is asking, how to deal with someone who is trying to preach Islam to you? You can say, thank you very much. I am already having a proper path in which I am well set now. I am going ahead, my dear friend. And you follow Islam if you find it very suitable for you. Just like if you have eaten your full plate of prasadam, somebody is bringing something to eat, you say, no thanks. Just now I had a prasad. Similarly, you are already satisfied in Krishna consciousness. You tell him, Islam is also authorized religion, you please practice it, you can tell him. So, and then Tamogna Day, Salt Lake, Calcutta is asking, sometimes an instruction by authority becomes really difficult to follow, and if the authority keeps on pressurizing to follow, how to deal with it? Then you can write a letter to him expressing your difficulty. Prabhu, these are my difficulties. Please tell me a solution. Can you give me some more time to grow, after which I can take it up? Or can I share the load with some other devotees? So if you can't speak to him on the face, he's pushing you again and again, then write a letter and organize your thoughts very carefully, and after writing the letter you may have to polish it. Give some nice thing in the beginning. Prabhu, I am very grateful to you for so many things you have done for me. You are such a wonderful devotee. These are your good qualities and these are things you did for me. These are things you did for Prabhupada's mission. We all are very happy with you. After half a page, then you can start the actual point. So you can write, and then they will leisurely go through it and understand it. Rohit Prabhu from Delhi is asking, I have experienced that many times I give way to lust and feel guilty. I know these things are not meant. How can we be free? Especially in a time when we have phones and we feel tempted. Actually, it's your choice. What do you want to do in life? Do you want to use the phone for just receiving phone calls and making phone calls? Or you want to have a smartphone and then you end up watching dirty things in that and then agitate yourself and then degrade in your spiritual life? The smartphones are killing the spiritual lives of many people. So it's Maya coming in a very powerful way, powerful form. If you can't handle electricity, you don't know how to put a fuse, then you don't put it, you arrange someone else to put it. Same with smartphone. If I can't handle Maya, so much Maya coming through the smartphone, take a simple button phone and be satisfied with that. And don't give way to lust. Because if you don't keep away from temptations, you are digging your own grave. You will see that. Therefore, the first thing we should do is to keep away from temptations. And Rohit Prabhu, and the next Narada Pancharatra Prabhu from Bhiwandi is asking, we have humble attitude who has helped in Krishna consciousness, but towards others it becomes difficult to practice. How to practice real humility? You can pray to Prahalad. Prahalad actually was, praying for the welfare of his father who tried to kill him in various ways. In Bhagavatam itself it's mentioned that all the great devotees pray to Prahalad to give up the Ashubha Bhavana in the heart, malice towards those who are harming us or arrogant towards us, not to have any malice towards them, and even pray for their welfare and deal with them politely like Prahalad did. Sairaj Deshmukh Prabhu is asking from Nandagam Voice Nanded, how to understand or what are the symptoms of getting realization bhakti at a Kanishta stage? Actually, Kanishta stage means you will be fixed up devotee in terms of Krishna is my Lord, and I won't surrender to anyone else, and I will chant the holy name and I will take darshan of the deity form. And you are very attracted to the deity form of the Lord. But with devotees you have quarrel. You can't deal with devotees. And also, if somebody criticizes Mayavadis or non-devotees, you may feel little difficulty accepting, Why should we criticize others? We do our thing, they do their thing, like that we may speak. That means you are in Kanishta stage. And Madhyama stage when you come, then 4 things. Ishvara, it said that for innocent people you will preach to them. Krishna you will see as object of love. And those who are Vaishnavas, you will take shelter of them and have good dealings with them. And those who are envious and blasphemous, you will never even talk to them. You will keep a long distance from them. Yeah. So that is Madhyamadikari. So Vikas Sharma from Jaipur is asking, Pururava Rishi was not pure. Then why Vishnu appeared before him? Please explain the initiation process after Prabhupada's departure, as I am very confused. Okay. Actually, he had done earlier a lot of devotion service, and now he performed a particular yajna in which Lord Vishnu purposefully came to beat him with Urvashi. Take this Urvashi in school. The mother sometimes says, to a child who is adamantly asking for a cocoa chocolate, "Theek hai, cocoa chocolate khao, sab dant gira do." Let all your teeth go away. Vishnu also said, take this Urvashi and you suffer now. So that the Lord thought he has earlier also, Pururava has done a lot of Sukruti had accumulated. So Lord wanted to purify Pururava. He was actually a very glorious fellow before. So Lord wanted to come him and teach him a good lesson through this. And then and also Lord wanted to teach you and me that even after seeing Vishnu, somebody may run after Urvashi. Correct, no? Lord wanted to say, otherwise if this evidence is not there, how can I talk it in the class? Therefore Lord did it. Lord wanted to show somebody can be so mad and infatuated after a woman that, he may see the Lord and still not want the Lord, you see. Initiation process after Prabhupada is very simple. Prabhupada says, when I am in the planet, nobody can initiate. After I pass away from the planet, a disciple is allowed to initiate. And then somebody asked, if they initiate, what will be your relation with them, Prabhupada? Prabhupada said, disciple of my disciple is my grand disciple. And that is enough for me. So, there are many authorized gurus in ISKCON. Some are practicing 45 years, 50 years. And they have never fallen down. They are very stable and steady. So, I would suggest any boy to take shelter of one of those gurus in ISKCON and go on with spiritual life, taking very good support. Now, its time is up. There are more questions. We won't be able to answer all of them. It's 8:30 now. So, someone else will answer these questions. So, tomorrow I'll start a new topic. I completed this topic. So, each of these topics I am observing, it takes about 3 into half an hour, which is 1.5 hours, which means in morning programs in the voice centers we do a 40 minutes lecture. So, it will take 3 mornings to complete. So, now we completed the second topic and we will go to the third topic tomorrow. Okay. Shri Prabhupada ki. Thank you very much.